Hey everyone, and welcome to IG8Live Esports. Right now we're live with IFRL Group 2, and it's round 13 of 22 for the Hungarian Grand Prix. And we're just getting started right now with a very cloudy looking short qualifying session here. So 17 and a half minutes already left to go here. And we got some drivers starting to get out on track just to get our laps going. Because I'm not sure what the session conditions are, but if drivers can hear me, please let me know in the Discord what's happening, or in the live, better yet in the live stream chat if you guys can put it there so I don't have to switch between Discord. And what has happened to that Ferrari for a second there? Just went straight into the pit wall on the inside actually there. Quite sure that's illegal, but I think probably that was just a bit of a glitch. But everyone's getting out on track right now. A few drivers getting out, and we're going to have some laps getting started pretty soon. So let's get a few stats up on screen. Most importantly, our track map there and lap data. We'll keep track map on full as we usually do. And details, we'll probably have a look at tires in just a bit. But for now, we'll keep it as it is. And welcome to everyone who's joined on to the stream here, joining us live for this race here with IFRL. So it should be a pretty interesting one. We had an exciting race last week with them. Hopefully looking forward to another exciting race once again. And loving the support coming off of the league there as well with the guys. Thank you guys for joining on for the stream. And for everyone who's left a like so far, I appreciate you guys joining on and showing some support there. We got a lot of cars out on track already, as I can see here. Let's see what's happening here. Following on right now with Bait here as he's getting a good go on his outlap, getting around. It is actually quite cloudy on this track here right now, which is definitely going to tell me that track temperature is going to be a little bit lower than expected for these guys. So they're going to have to be a bit careful on how hard they push off of the exit of these turns, getting back onto the power on those cars, because it is going to be a bit slippery on some parts. Maybe. I'm not sure for having a wet qualifying session as we get down to the end of quali here, but it might be a wet race possibly here. We're not sure as yet, but it's going to be interesting if it is a wet race. We'll see how that goes though. But in the meanwhile, we have some cars starting on their hot laps here right now. We got GFO, Michael, and Bates starting hot laps. Cookie as well, starting his hot lap there as well. So let's give them a chance to get that done, and let's have a look at what our grid looks like. So we got Willow in, we got Evil Spawn, Time to Juggle there, GFO, Michael, Tricker, Gomex, we got Cookie there, new driver on tracks for us, Womax there, UMAD, we got Cal X, we got Maximals, Gagata, Assassin, Broggers, we got Heater 86, we got BGR Echo there, and Bait there in 17. So we'll see how the grid stacks up as we get these qualifying lap times starting to come in very shortly, as we got these guys going through about sector 2 right now. Quite a few cars getting started on those hot laps right now, so I'm quite interested to see where the lap times are going to stack up and how competitive it's going to be on the first round of quality times they're going to have come in. So hopefully a pretty good amount of cars make it through qualifying, hopefully through the race as well. We're hoping to have all 17 drivers finish this race and have a good race here. It's a pretty interesting track here for the Hungarian, so looking forward to see how these guys get along. It is really, I'll try to put this, it is a bit of a run actually at this track getting down into turn 1. So I think it's going to be quite interesting on the race start to see how it's going to go with our drivers that we currently have on the grid here. Alright, so we got some lap times starting to come in. GFO Michael goes 116.2, Bait goes 116.6, 410 slower. We got a few more drivers starting to come in with them very soon. Let's see what they're going to be. I think we got Gomex coming around here. He's getting onto the straight right now, about to go across the line. Let's see where he goes. Goes second place on the grid right now, 116.220, about, let's call it about 4 tenths faster than Bait. Their time to juggle goes 116.697, literally 200th of a second slower than what Bait did. So very interesting with the lap time so far, and Gomex goes up P1 with a 115.5 right now. So Michael's in second now with his 116.2, but Gomez getting the fastest time in the session so far. Let's see what else we got going on. So we got Tricker coming around right now, goes, and let's see if he's going to get a really good timing or not. Where is he right now? I'm trying to have a look. Oh, he's getting around the final turn here right now, and about to get across that line, and let's see how fast he's going to go on track. So a few 117s as well. He goes into second place right now at 115.971. Gomex with a 115.5. Very close off time from each other, about 4 tenths off, but still in the 115s. Pretty good lap times as we're seeing them so far. I think these guys might be afraid that it's going to start to rain down at the end of this qualifying session with the way it's cloudy right now. I'm not sure if it's going to. Maybe it might be some light drizzle coming down to the end. We'll have to follow a car on board to see what's happening with that situation there. But let's follow on board with Cal X here to see if there's any sort of drizzle happening on track. I'm not sure as yet, but we'll just keep an eye out for that. There might be some coming down later in the session. Who knows? It does seem very, very cloudy, or probably just a cloudy qualifying session. Who knows how it is going right now? But so far so good with the qualifying lap times. We got great time ranges from 115 all the way down to 117 their progress there. So let's see how the rest of the grid gets through as they're starting to come through with their lap times here already. Maximos is going to come through. The Cal X goes 7 to the 117.3. Where is Cookie on track? He's going through as already there. UMAD and Maximos, let's see where they're gonna go. UMAD just getting started with his hot lap here right now. So you know what, we're probably going to stay on board with him as he goes around the track and see what a lap around the Hungarian looks like from his point of view here right now. So pretty interesting part in Sector 1 here getting through, and a bit of a straight here as he gets through this part to get into Sector 2. And that is the line getting into Sector 2. So he gets a proper Sector 2 so far. So doing pretty well on this lap. Gomek still holds on to a provisional pole start here for the Hungarian Grand Prix with his 115.5. Trigger still in second, 115.9. GFO Michael in P3 right now still 116.2. That was our first round of lap times from them. We'll see what the second round goes like. These guys are going to start to get back out on track very soon and try to get a better time in as much as they can. I'm sure Gomex is going to get back out on track as well. And that was a proper Sector 2 coming off of UMAD there, so he's on for a pretty good lap so far. I know Maximos is on a lap there as well. We're gonna have to see what sort of time he's gonna bring in. I'm not sure how far down in the track he is there right now, but we'll keep an eye on that and see how he goes through that. Might be just getting through Sector 1 there at the moment. We're gonna switch on over to him as we just have UMAD about to go across the line here, and let's see how fast he goes in the session. Goes fastest in the session at 114.815. Excellent lap time from him, getting very, very competitive there. So let's see how this is going. Maximos here, where is he on the grid right now? Getting through Sector 2, flying around the track in that Red Bull, almost losing control I think for a second, but getting a good go at this lap. Let's see if he's going to get a fastest lap or not, to maybe at least get into the 114s or maybe into high 115s. We'll see how that goes. And hello gamer, thank you for joining on this session. You missed a great race for the previous one. Hopefully you're able to stay on throughout this one and have a good go and see how this race is going to go through. We're still in qualifying here right now, about 10.5 minutes left in this qualifying session. Getting pretty interesting so far because I don't know if it's because of the cloudiness or what, but everyone's getting a bit of a hurry on to try and get their lap times in as soon as they can. We got Echo disqualified from the session. Gagota is out of the session, so two drivers not able to make lap times. They're going to have to start on the back of the grid. We're following on with Max the Bulls right now as he is getting through with his lap and just about to get across the line here and puts a lap time in. Let's see where he goes in the grid. Goes P3, 115.9, not too bad of a time. Just literally 100th of a second faster than I think what his teammate Tricker did there. Was that Tricker's car? I think that was it. I think his teammate was Tricker. I'm just basing that on the colors that we have going on there. So Gomex and UMAD, both of them driving for Alfa Romeo, holding on to P1, P2 right on. Not too bad with those lap times though. I gotta say that's quite impressive so far. At 114.8 and a 115.5, they're pretty well off. The engineers probably working a bit of overtime to get those cars to where they are there right now. I'm not sure why he was disqualified. Probably will show in the race director. Maybe let's have a look for a second, see if that's going to show why he was. I'm not sure if it will. Incidents as it is. Nope, not showing there. What was that for? That was the Echo. I'm not sure. Oh, wrong way. There it is. We have race control giving that information there right now. So Echo was disqualified from the race for going from the session for going wrong way on the track, which is he did. Probably had a bit of an incident and just drove the wrong way, and you do get disqualified for that, unfortunately. So let's go on down to the drivers down at the back of the grid right now who's trying to have a lap in. We got Willow here trying to get his lap in right now, getting through Sector 1. Let's see how that's going to go for him. Renault driver here. I think his teammate is Kalex. They're up in P6 right now, so doing pretty well. Let's see if he's able to match that time and maybe get a good qualifying lap in. We got just under 9 minutes left in this qualifying session. Just quite enough time for these drivers to get at least 2 rounds more of quality times to get in a good position for the race start here. So Hungarian Grand Prix, always quite an interesting one, especially if there's a bit of rain. We'll see how that goes, but so far so good in the qualifying session, guys. So once again, guys, welcome to everyone who's joined on to the stream. Thank you guys for joining us. Make sure you guys do leave a like on the stream. Gamer, please leave a like on the stream. You always forget to do that. And guys, remember, if you're new on the channel here, make sure you subscribe. We got multiple races during the course of the week. We got one more race still coming up after this one here with PGL F1 Sunday Division. And tomorrow we got one race. Tuesday, I think one. Wednesday, one. Yes, we're actually adding back Wednesday to our calendar again. We're going to be doing Wednesday with our PGL F1 Wednesday Division. I think it's just going to be Thursday and Saturday off. Well, I'm not even sure about the Thursdays yet. I might just end up doing it. We'll see how it goes. But so far, so good. Willow gets up into P5 ahead of his teammate now. 1:16.005 is his lap time. Puts him in P5 for now. Calex, his teammate, down to 7th at the moment. And it's going pretty well. Gomex out front. Still holds on to fastest time. 1:14.728 right now. UMAD with a second fastest time in the session of 1:14.815. So Alfa Romeo driver is doing pretty well. They're getting a lot of practice in because just 1/10 separates the two of them here right now, and that's actually pretty impressive. And they're the only two drivers currently into the 114s. Might have to have a look at those engines to see what's going on, because that's insane for those lap times there right now. Because and then we got Max here and his teammate Tricker there, both of them in 3rd and 4th with 115s, and both of them into the 115 and 115.9. What's happening on this session here today, I'm not sure, but we got the Red Bull drivers and the Alfa Romeo drivers getting some pretty interesting lap times in here. And then Willow holding on here. GFO Michael there in 6th right now with 1:16.220. That was his first lap time he made. I think he's on another lap here right now. Let's have a look at him as he finishes off this lap. He will do another on board with someone else in just a bit as well, to see how they're getting through with their lap times. But so far so good, I gotta say. That's a purple sector 2 coming off that lap there of GFO Michael. So he's looking pretty good at getting a pretty fast lap here. Might be actually be able to improve a few positions up depending on how well this goes. So let's see how this is gonna set up here. And everything is set to equal performance in the setting for the lobby here. So everyone is driving on that, just maybe a little bit different on the settings, but we do have a generalized settings that everyone uses for racing in the game as well. And that's GFO Michael going up into P3 right now with a 1:15.066. Very impressive lap time. And then that's his teammate Cookie there going P4 right now, 1:15.9. So Ferrari's taking P3 and P4 right now, pushing the Red Bulls down 5th and 6th at the moment. Getting pretty interesting with the lap times that we start having here. We got Willow and Carl X together now with their lap times of 1:16.005 and 1:16.475 for Carl X. So pretty interesting. Both Renaults together, both Williams together. I'm not sure what's happening here. It's a pairing off day for some reason on the track here with IFRL Group 2. I don't know why they're pairing off, but teammates are pairing off in terms of lap times getting through. Just the bottom of the grid. That's top 10 cars, and that's 5 teams in the top 10 so far. So we got the Alfa Romeo with P1, P2. We got Ferrari 3rd and 4th. We got Red Bulls 5th and 6th. We got the Renault 7th and 8th, and we got the Williams 9th and 10th at the moment as it is. 11th, we got time to juggle there. That's a McLaren, but his teammate is out, unfortunately. He there is 6th in the racing point. He's 12th. His teammate is down in 15th so far. Hasn't made a lap time. Let's see if Trinky's trying to make one right now. So let's have a look on what's happening with that there. The settings in the lobby gamer is just set to equal performance for all the cars. They actually just do equal performance for everything there. All of these usually do equal performance unless we have a special league not doing equal performance. They do like realistic, then that's going to be a bit different. Oh, let's have a look and see how Womax is going to finish this lap, if he's able to get a good lap in, or if he's going to actually pair off with his teammate Heater 86 there. It'll be quite interesting to see if he goes into just ahead of or just behind of his teammate. And so far, a purple sector 2, so going pretty well. Let's see how he finishes off sector 3 though. Okay, so let's see. That's Womax into P5 right now, splitting up between the Ferraris and the Red Bulls. Gets a 1:15.9, a pretty interesting lap time. We still got Evil Swan down in 15th here. He still has to make a lap time in here. I think he's on a hot lap here right now, going through sector 1. So let's see if he's able to finish and get a good lap time in here or not. We got just under 4 minutes left in this qualifying session, and we're definitely going to be seeing some interesting lap times. I'm quite sure a few more drivers will be getting out on track, trying to get a faster time in just a bit. They have enough time to get out on track and just get one more lap time in before this session comes to a close here, guys. And yes, Nightbot is back. I have set him up. Still a few things to set up. So Yeah, hopefully he doesn't go too crazy, because I'm actually testing him out back right now to see how fast these things are coming on, depending on how much comments come in and whatever. So I'll know how to adjust the settings for the Nightbot. But excuse Nightbot for this session if he gets a bit too crazy with what he's doing there. And yes, Nightbot will remind you to like the stream, guys. So I won't have to do that too much. That's what I'm trying to do. Just trying to get him to do that, so I don't have to do it too much. Okay, so let's see. Evil Spawn has invalidated his lap. Unfortunately, not going to be able to get that lap in. We got Gomez getting a purple sector 2. Currently holds on to the fastest lap time in this session. So let's see how he finishes off this lap, if he's able to get a faster lap in here again or not. Currently at 1:14.728 and goes faster. I think he did run faster. Yeah, he did go faster, a few tenths faster. 1:14.374 now. UMAD in the pits, everyone else in the pits. Where is Maximals right now? Invalidated lap currently that he's running. Tricker getting on the out lap right now. So as I said, a few cars are going to be getting on the out lap and trying to get a faster timing before the qualifying session is over. Just about 2 minutes, 15 seconds left to go here, guys. Not a lot of time. And these guys are going to have to get a rush on to get these lap times in on. And I thought I saw that Red Bull just drift for a second there. I'm not sure if I was seeing things. I was trying to look between the control room and look at the screen at the same time. Hey John, thank you for joining on the stream. Yeah, I've got a lot of stuff going on over here right now. I'm trying to get more, but yep. Let's see how it goes between my stream and your stream for today. Let's see what's going to happen. I had a bit of pairing off happening between teams. I had Alfa Romeo holding on to P1 and 2. I think it was Ferrari 3 and 4. They're still there right now. Red Bull was 4th and, it was 5th and 6th. But they split up just a bit between with Womax there. And then we had Williams just behind them pairing off as well. Which they're still pairing off actually. So getting down to the end of the session. Let's see how that's going to go. I guess it's going to be teammates racing each other here today, because all the teams are starting to pair up just a little bit. I'm not sure what's happening. Is this some sort of special day for Formula 1? I'm really not sure. But these guys have been pairing off since the session has gotten going. Now we're having a bit of a split happening. So Tricker is now taking the fastest lap in the session at 1:14.346. That's pretty interesting. Quite competitive along there with Gomez with his 1:14.374. Just about literally 300th of a second time difference between these two guys. It's going to be interesting between that Red Bull and Alfa Romeo for the start of the race if they do hold on to P1 and P2. Who else is running here? We got GFO Michael. Is he on a hot lap here right now? Might actually be trying to get a faster time in. A Bait as well goes up into P5 right now with a 1:15.386. Leaves his teammate. No, actually doesn't leave his teammate. His teammate just went ahead of him at 1:15.386, and he goes down 1:15.458. So the two of them, I actually got the time mixer for a second. So they're back together again. Williams guys are back together, Assassin and Bait. And it's 5th and 6th for them, looking like that's what it's going to be so far. Tricker still holding on to his fastest time in the session. Looks like he might be starting P1 there, unless Michael or anyone else can get a faster time before this session is fully off here. And so far it's going pretty well, because our timer is actually out and is just in a bit of overtime just for everyone currently running a lap, which is, I think, is just maybe 1 or 2 drivers left running. I'm not sure if it's a dry race for us as yet, John, but I'll find out pretty soon. I didn't really check my Discord to see if anyone notified me if it's going to be dry or wet, but it's looking pretty cloudy in the qualifying. I don't know how the race session itself is going to be, but we're going to have a look at that in just a bit as we get on over to the session. Going to be quite interesting if the race is actually a wet one here, just to switch it up between what Group 1 has going on with you over there right now. But so far so good with Group 2 here. I think it's been a pretty interesting qualifying session. We'll see how cleanly the start is going to go to the race. A bit of a run getting down into turn 1. I'm quite interested to see what's going to happen as these guys get around that turn and straight on into turn 2 and 3. It's going to be a bit interesting to see who goes wide or who has contact and who doesn't, who takes damage and whatnot. We'll see how it goes, but we're just about to get to that very soon. GFO Michael holding on to P3 right now at this time, 114.521. Very, very competitive with the front of the grid. Having top 4 cars in the 114s, quite a few cars in the 115s all the way down to Max there, and then 116s, 117s going down the rest of the grid. Evospan was not, unfortunately, able to make a lap time, and Gagata he was the NF off of the session, and then one driver disqualified, unfortunately, but going pretty well so far. Let's see how the rest of this is going to go on through. So far, so good in qualifying, guys. Let's have a look at our quality results before we get straight over to the race session there. So there we go. Starting in P1 is going to be Tricker there in the Red Bull. Gomex is going to start second. And they've gotten a bit mixed up right now, especially for Williams and Renault there, I see. So Goldmix starting second. Michael starting in P3 right now. Interesting lap times, I gotta say. UMAT starting P4. Assassin starts 5th. Beta is gonna start 6th. So Williams 5th and 6th there. Cookie starts 7th. Wumax is gonna start in 8th. I got Max starting in 9th. Willow in 10th. Kalex 11th. Time to Juggle in 12th. Broggers 13th. Hater 86 in 14th. Evaswan 15th. Gaga to 16th. We got BGR Echo is gonna start there in 17th in the AlphaTauri. He got disqualified from the session for going the wrong way on track, unfortunately. So we're going to get straight over to the race session now, guys, with the formation lap and get started with this race. Let's see how well that race start is going to go. It's going to be very interesting. Remember, guys, please don't forget to leave a like on the stream, and if you're new on the channel, make sure you guys subscribe and follow on for the other races that we have. We do have another race coming up just after this one, like immediately after this stream ends. Splits 5 seconds, another stream will be starting. So keep on for that, guys. Quite a busy day with streaming today, I guess, with races. So always a busy Sunday for me. So quite an interesting day. We'll see how this race is about to go here right now. So we're about to get to the start. Yep, I do remember that, gamer. And we're about to get started right now with our formation lap as they get going here. So Tricker is going to lead these guys along the track. Just one last time before they get started with the 35 laps that they're about to do here for the Hungarian. Going to be quite an interesting race as we got a Red Bull, we got Alfa Romeo, and we got Ferrari. Top 3 cars are going to start. We're going to see how well these top 2 are going to get away on that race start and on the run down into turn 1. They're going to have a look on the overhead view to try and catch as much as we can. See what's going to happen with the rest of the grid as they get on through turn 1. I'm going to be quite interested to see if they're having a VSC or a safety car on that one, guys. So really looking forward to this race start, guys. So guys, we're just having a look at what's going on the Group 1 stream on their side, going through their formation lap there as well. So let's see how well race starts are going to go between Group 1 and Group 2. We're on with Group 2 here right now, just so you guys know what's happening. We got John streaming on the Group 1 side, so let's see what's going to happen here. We're just about to get sorted and get everyone back into the grid slots. Same thing is happening on the other side of with Group 1. So let's see how this race start is about to go. Tricker and Gomex, P1, P2. We're going to have a very good look and see between these two who gets a better run down into turn 1 as we're about to get started with this race. We're going to put a few stats on screen for you guys to have a look on what's happening with that, and we're about to get started here right now. Let's have a look and see who gets a better run. That's lights out, and looks like Red Bull gets a pretty good run, but Gomez is not too far off behind him. Let's have a look. Everyone's all wrong on the track here right now as we're getting through. That Ferrari going a bit crazy. I think a bit glitching out just for a second. I know we got some contact happening with cars. I can hear that as oh, and that's a Haas spinning around. Had contact with their racing point there as they still get on through there though. I think that was probably with Rumax here. And they're still going at the moment. Our grid is a bit mixed up on the leaderboard as we can see right now. We're just going to ignore that for the time being as we have just following on with what's happening right now. So quite an interesting start. Everyone's still in the race as we can see. No safety car, no VSC. We're still running pretty well. We're trying to wait for the grid to sort itself back through. And let's get on back with Tricker leading the race here right now as he comes through here with currently it's UMAD there in second running, GFO Michael running P3, Gomez all the way down to P4 on the start of this race here and running, Cookie running P5, Assassin in 6 right now, Bait in there in 7. We can see who gained and lost positions in the race so far as it is, but quite interesting to see how the grid has gotten a bit mixed up on that race start. Unfortunately for us, no driver out of this race so far. We got Ferrari and someone fighting down in the back here. Let's see what's happening. That was Cookie fighting it off with someone. I think that's with Assassin there, and his teammate Bait is coming just behind as well. So let's see how well that's going for him. So far so good. No major contact. We got some minor contact happening between the Ferrari and the Williams there though, and his teammate Bait trying to get around with a Renault of Kalex coming just behind there as well. We're going to put on the tires as we continue on with this race into lap 2. We're going here right now. So far so good still with the race out as we have a GFO Michael in front with the Ferrari trying to get past UMAT for 2nd place in the race, but not able to get it. He still gets a pretty good run though and tries to keep the gap as close as he can there right now. Going down to Bait just behind his teammate is following on with what's happening out front because we got Cookie and Assassin still trying to fight out for P5 at the moment. He's trying to keep just behind and does have Kalex and Maximos coming behind him, so he has to be a bit careful to not make a mistake. Let's have a look what's happening down behind with the Red Bull, and Kalex gets by Max here right now, so he's still holding on to that position in 7, doesn't want to let it go at the time as we have it. Oh, and thank you for that. Willow gets a drive-through penalty from the start of the race. I didn't really even notice that one there with so much happening on it there. So let's keep an eye with that and see what's happening. So that's going to drop him down to the back of the grid that he has to take a drive-through penalty for that. So still following on with the rest of the grid as we get through here right now. Still to see who is closer to who. And we're currently following on with Kalex and Maximos, trying to see what these two are up to. Because a pretty close gap exists here right now. And Wumax and Time to Juggle as well have a pretty close gap with themselves. So we're going to try and keep an eye on that as we get on through to see if this Red Bull is able to get by here. He already 60 about a second away behind. So you have just about a bit of a gap to catch up with and try to keep up with these guys as much as he can here. Time to Juggle and Evil Spawn, and someone that does have a bit of a close gap down in the back. Tricker getting fastest lap in the session so far. DRS is back, is now online for us, and is going to go pretty well because that's going to be a bit of an advantage for a lot of drivers here. And Bait had a spin, I'm being told by Gamer in the chat there. So a lot of things you guys notice I usually do not. So Bait is all the way down to 15 in the pits right now. I know he did have I know one of the cars had a spin out front at the start of the race there as well. So will serve this penalty? Well, Beginner is helping out a lot here. He's figuring out what's happening, what I'm not even catching here for the moment. So let's see what else is happening here right now. I'm still following where the Maximals right now, chasing after Kalex for that position. So far so good out front. Trickle getting the fastest lap. He's about just under, we got UMAD just under a second behind him though. So UMAD is catching him and keeping that gap as close as he can. GFO Michael has a bit of a gap to catch up with, but losing some time. Gomez getting close off behind him, looking to get by, and the Ferrari of GFO Michael goes a bit wide. Not sure if he got a penalty for that. Doesn't look like he did. Probably got a warning there though, definitely. As the Gomez is trying to push it through right now and really looking for a gap to get on. And he's trying to go around the outside. Take the long way around, but not able to do it as yet. But he's still going to push on through at the moment and see if he's able to get that position up or not. And that is Gomez up into P3. GFO Michael goes down to P4. He's trying to get a good run on Gomez, getting down back into turn 1. Unfortunately not able to do so. Looks like it's going to be a dry race all the way through with the way the conditions is on track here right now. His keep going a bit wide. Does he have any damage on that car? I'm not sure, but seems to be having some trouble for some reason. And yeah, Cookie did have some wing damage from first lap that we had on the race there. Unfortunate for that. But so far, so good in this race, guys. We're following our UMAD right now, chasing after our race leader, Tricker there. He's trying to keep the gap under a second as much as he can to keep that DRS advantage alive. But it's trying to slip away from him just a little bit, with Tricker trying to break the gap over a second. And it's going and coming for just a bit. So we'll keep an eye and see how that works out for the two of them as they continue to chase each other on. We got Kylex trying to get past Assassin here for P5 right now. Let's have a look and see how that battle is going on through, because Kylex is pretty close off behind. Trying to get the gap to about half a second if he can. And it seems to be going pretty well. I'll have to have a look at your start, John. I didn't get to have a look at it as yet because I didn't have it playing side by side, because one of the browsers did just freeze for me for a second. But I'll have to have a look at your side to see what happened on your race start there. I followed up to the formation lap on your stream just to see what was going on with the grid and how it got sorted through. And I was trying to have a look to see who's getting a P1 start there. So I see Nazarus was having a P1 start on your side. I'm not sure if he's still in P1 running, but we'll see how that race goes for him. But he's always up there in front and trying to get a good run. Let's have a look here with Evil Spawn trying to get a good run on Heat Rate 6, going down into turn 1. Has to be forced to take the outside wrong because we've been blocked off just a little bit by the racing point on the inside. So had to take the outside, not able to take it, had to hold it on, trying to go side by side with the racing point. Takes the inside on the next turn, and a bit of contact between the two of them. That's the Mercedes spinning around, losing positions there. And Heat Rate 6 continues on in his position as he is there in 7. We got Evil Spawn trying to get back on track and trying to avoid the traffic there as well. So trying to get safely back on track. So a bit of incident with that there. That's a little bit too much of a contact, but let's see how this is going to go through here right now. And I'm being told that we got John in the comment there. So we got Group 1 with a safety car after their race start. So they're about a lap behind us or so right now. Their race is going to be slowed down just a little bit under that safety car for the race start. They had a bit of a hectic start for what I'm being told there. So quite interesting of a race happening on that side as well. We're going to have a look at that. Well, I'll have to have a look at that and a little bit. If you guys want to have... If you guys want to have a look at the Group 1 stream that's happening on John's side, this link to his stream is going to be in my Discord. If you don't have an access to that, just have a look in the description of my video. There's a link to join our channel Discord, and in there you'll see where the commentator streams are. You'll have a look at John's streams. He's just posted a link there as well, so you guys can have a look at the Group 1 stream and Group 2 on my side here and have a look and compare what's happening with both sides, because both Group 1 and Group 2 are part of IFRL, guys, and we do the streams at the exact same time together. So it's always interesting to see how the race goes. I'll have to have a look back at his stream later on this evening to see compared to what happened here at mine and what happened with his. So we're following on right now with Wumax and Bragas here. Wumax is trying to get around for P8 and almost had to go around the outside, but not able to get it as yet. Still chasing after. And we got a virtual safety car. Something's happening on track. Trying to figure out what that is, and that is Echo out of the race. Unfortunately, that's the AlphaTauri out there into the wall. He might have had contact with someone. I'm not sure as yet, but first virtual safety car for the race. And that's going to slow us down for just a bit as Cookie's getting a bit wide on track. They're trying to get back here right now. Not sure if he has some wing damage there. Let's have a look actually. Yep, missing an entire front wing. So and he misses the exit for the pit lane. He gets all around and causes some damage on the car coming behind of him. Now that's gonna be a bit of trouble there for him. So who got the damage? That was the Alfa Romeo of someone. I'm trying to figure out if that was that UMAD or was that Gomex? I'm trying to figure out which one of the Alfa Romeo drivers had the damage there. Let's have a look here right now. And it was UMAD. UMAD took damage from that bit of incident that happened there. Cookie had some problems getting into the pit lane and almost missed the entrance there. So that's going to be a bit of drama that's going to unfold after this race here. That was a bit interesting to watch actually. So that virtual safety car is over, by the way, guys. We got Tricker still leading this race here right now. Wumax gets a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Heater at takes over second place in the race. He's 21 seconds behind Tricker here right now. So quite a few pit stops happening during that VSC there. Oh man, another safety car on that side for Group 1 there. It's been a bit chaotic today on that side apparently. I think we had the chaos last week, and I think Group 1 went off pretty well. So we'll see how it compares. Maybe they're switching weeks in terms of who's having a chaotic race, but we'll see how that goes. Time to juggle currently in P3, another second behind IG8Live. UMAD now down to P4 after his pit stop there and having a bit of damage on his car as well with that issue there. Brogas there running P5, Gagata now in 6, Evil 7, Gomez now running down in 8. We got Max running 9, Bait running in 10th here at the moment. We're trying to follow through with everyone. Willow chasing him down for 10th place in the race. So let's see how he's getting on with that battle that's progressing on through here at the moment. Time to juggle, trying to get under a second behind IG8Live right now. Not sure how well that's going for him. Wumax in 12, Assassin 13, as we said, Calex in 14, GFO Michael running 15, and Cookie is about 2 laps behind. He's going to have to get up to 16th position, but he does get ahead by that 2 lap. We got a yellow flag there in Sector 3 on one of those turns for some reason. I think it's clearing back up right now. And let's have a look what's happening out front with Gagata and Brogas here. They're having a switch going side by side through. And we got the thing, Brogas going on the outside of Gagata, gets around into P5 and holds that position. The Mercedes, I think, top Evil Spawn getting it wrong as well. And yep, he does actually get up that position into P6 now. So Gagata down 2 positions, down to 7th. So he's lost 2 positions just about 2 turns around this track. So let's see what's happening with this car. Is he having some trouble with that car? Does he have any damage? I'm not sure. But so far has been quite an interesting start to this race. Lap 8 of 35 we're on right now and running here. So let's see how the rest of the race goes off through. Hopefully it goes off through pretty well, and we have a pretty good end to this here. But let's have a look out front with Time to Juggle chasing after IG8Live, and I think that's a ghosted car just coming behind. That's Cookie's car. UMAD is P4 coming just behind down in the back there. We can see that's just a back runner getting in the middle of that at the moment there. We're currently following on with UMAD now chasing after Time to Juggle. He's trying to get ahead into P3 for a podium position. A virtual safety car puts a pause on that. Something else has happened on track somewhere, and I think I see where that is. I'm trying to have a look here right now. If we can, we'll have a look probably from Michael's car. Let's have a look. Whose car is that? That is Willow into the wall, into the barriers down at the side there. So that's Renault out of the race, unfortunately. Kalex, the only Renault left in this race here right now. So a second virtual safety car for the session so far. And let's see if anyone was going to take a pit stop during this one here as we get around. Following on currently with Tricker in the lead of the race still all the way from the start. And there we go, guys. I think that VSC is officially over there. We're back racing again. A bit of a switch happening up front. I think they're Time to Juggle taking over 2nd place in the race right now, with Yuma taking over 3rd, and he's about half a second behind, trying to chase him off and trying to get up into 2nd place right now. Was pushing on the inside, but held back for that one there. He's going to continue chasing him on through. Let's see if he's able to get his position up. Getting a yellow flag somewhere on track there as well. I think someone might have went off for a second. There's a pretty good battle going on for 2nd place in this race right now. Tricker, a 7-second gap out front. And side by side these two go. And that is UMAD up into 2nd. Time to Juggle down into 4th in this race here right now. He's trying to chase after UMAD to try to get the position back if he can. But losing some time as he's going here right now. Already lost about a few tenths, but he's still trying to get a gap going. Evil Spawn here and Brogas trying to fight off for P5 right now. Mercedes having a bit of trouble trying to get around Brogas here in a moment. Let's see if he's able to get it on the pit straight as they're going here right now. I will probably put, let's have this on. And he's having a pretty good run on the inside, getting through to turn 1, and he's going to have that position up pretty well. And there he goes. Oh, but the Haas is taking back on the inside, and a bit of contact between the two of them as they get on through. And that's Evil Spawn still holding on to P5. Brogas has to still take on to P6, and Gagata coming behind just about 1/4 second way. And he's going to try and get ahead of that Haas as well if he can. Let's have a look down what's happening on the back. A pretty close gap between them because Brogas lost a bit of time as he tried to get that position back. Unfortunately, not able to get it. Down in the back, I'm trying to follow what bait is happening going on. Half a second is the gap to Max there for P9, that is. Let's see how that battle is going to go. We're going to have a switch in just a bit, actually, to see what's happening down in the back there. Because this battle is starting to go a bit better for Gagata here. He's catching up to the Haas of Brogas pretty well. And he's really going to be looking by to get by. Probably getting down to that pit straight when we do get to it. And if we do have a look, those lights are blinking on Brogas' car, so he is harvesting some ERS right now. That car is going to be a bit slower than usual, so might be a bit of an advantage for Gagata to try and get by here right now if he can, but he needs to get a good gap to get by as well. and tries to get a good exit, but loses a few tenths, I think, there. He's still trying to get out in front. Let's see how this is going here. But might not get the best of run. Let's go down to Bait here. What's happening here? We got Gomex trying to get past Gagata here right now. He might take it on the inside and push on through a little bit of late braking and might get that position up. Quite cleanly done, actually. Gets the position back onto the racing line. He goes there right now. Yellow flag in sector 2. Something's happening. I'm not sure that's what it is. It's fine there so far. So Gomex gets the position up into 7th place right now. Gagata is now down to 8. And let's have a look at Bait and Maximo is going side by side. And Bait looks like he gets that position up as well. Gets up into 9th place. Puts Max down to 10th right now. So a pretty good overtake on them. Getting down that pit straight is a pretty good overtaking opportunity on this track here. So far so good, guys, with this race as we're going on through. We've only lost 2 drivers so far. Cookie is still a lap down from those 2 drivers that fell out of the race, and he's going to have to get past that to get up into 15th position to the finish. Hopefully gets that before the end of the race. Currently on lap 11 of 35 as we're getting on through here with the Hungarian Grand Prix. And this is around 13 of 22 for IFRL Group 2. We do have the Group 1 race going side by side with this one right now. And so far they've had about 2 safety cars. We had about 2 or 3 VSCs in our races, and yes, a bit of a switch happening with that. So we'll see how that works out on both sides as we get on through. Trying to follow Gagata right now, trying to get around with Broggers here. But Broggers holding on to that position pretty strongly. But have a look on board with Gagata here. He might get a good run with the DRS on and both with the overtake as well. Might get a good run with the slipstream getting into turn 1. Let's see if he gets it on the inside. And he's going to push on through there, but might not be able to get it. Has to hold it on through at least for now and leave it with Broggers into 7. He has DRS going into this part of the track as well. Let's see if that helps him in any way. Keep a close gap with Broggers' car and keeps on going through. But so far so good. Tricker out in front still leads this race there right now with UMAD in 2nd. Time to Juggle still in 3rd. Evospan running up in 4th. Heater with 6 down to 5th right now. And Gomez running in 6th. Broggers 7. Gaga to 8th. Bait in 9th. And Max in 10th. That's our top 10 as it stand there right now. We're still following on with the McLaren here of Gagata to see how close that gap is about to get. A Ferrari coming down behind. I think that's GFO Michael probably coming down in the back. And Cookie is disconnected from his car down in the back there, so not going too well for him at the moment. That McLaren is getting pretty close. Looking for a gap to go on right now. Let's see if he is able to get one by the time they get around to that pit straight, because he might have a good run on Broggers going down the pit straight with that DRS advantage. And we got 2 cars fighting it out in front as well. That is Heater 86 and Gomex. They're fighting for that position. Let's see if Gomex is getting a good run as they get on through. And he does have a good run with both DRS and overtake on, using the slipstream as much as he can. Gets up that position into 5th. Let's see if he's able to hold on to a bit of wheel-to-wheel contact between the 2 of them as they get on through. But Gomez still holds on to that position so far. Going back down to Broggers and Gagata here. I don't think there's been a switch. No, they still continue on through the same way they was, following on with Heater 86. Let's see if he's able to catch back up and maybe get the position back here. But he seems to be losing sometimes. We're going to go on back to Gagata here, see what's happening with him. Between him and we got Bait trying to catch up, but 9.5 second a gap between the 2 of them. So not too close of a gap to work with there right now. And that gap seems to be getting a bit closer here right now. And Evospong gets the 3-second penalties. We'll have to have a look at the penalties in just a bit, guys, to see how that's going on through. But so far, so good here with this race. We got Gagata getting very close after the Broggers here right now. Really looking to get that position up into 7th place in this race if he can. UMAD really trying to catch with the Tricker, but that gap is 9.4 seconds. Having a very hard time to actually do that there right now. And I know Tricker is just having a lot of clean air to work with out in front and running a pretty good race out in front. So we got Gagata about to get his DRS advantage once again. Evospawn and Gomez having a switcher. Gomez gets up into P4 ahead of the Mercedes right now. And that's Evospawn down to 5th. Let's see if he's able to get that position back. But Gomez is already getting away by over half a second there. So not doing pretty well. Getting back down to Gagata. Not able to get that overtake done once again. Still going to have to hold it off there in P8 for now. Alright guys, so just having a look on the Group 1 side here right now. So we got that Group 1 started off with 17 drivers, same as us. Currently I think they have, let's have a look there. I think they got about 12 drivers left in that race there right now. Having a bit of a chaotic race as we're just watching on from, I'm just watching on to see what's happening on their side as well. But a lot of battles seem to be happening in that race there as well. Seems to be going pretty well on that side. We're going to have a look at that later on to see what's happening. Gagata here trying to still get a good run off of Bragas to try and get that position up if he can. Unfortunately, not able to get it up as yet. Still a gap is about half a second. Let's see if he gets a good run using the slipstream as much as he can here, using DRS, using overtake, using everything he has right now, and having a very difficult time catching up to Bragas and getting a move done. He gets very close up before they get into turn 1, but not able to get the overtake done in before they get to the end of that straight there. And Trico gaining some time out front right now. So he's getting a little bit further ahead of UMAD. That's 10.2 seconds is that lead there right now. Going pretty well. Trying to have a look at the rest of the grid, guys. See what other close gaps we have here right now. But so far, I think this is the closest one we have between Gagata and Bragas at the moment. They're still going to be chasing each other around for quite a while as well. I don't know, but Tricker is having the best of race out front. Ubat having a pretty good race as well out front because his gap to the car behind is 10 seconds. Gap to the car in front is 10 seconds. So he has that time to work with and then time to juggle. He has about 6-second gap to Gomez down behind, but Gomez seems to be gaining some time right now, so we can have a look. Gap is already down to 5.9 seconds, and we can see it dropping by the 100th of a second right now, going down. And it's starting to go back up just a little bit. Maybe might be losing back some time. But let's see how that goes as the rest of the race continues on. We're on lap 16 of 35 right now, approaching the halfway point of the field very, very soon to see how this is going to go on through. But so far, so good with this race. It's been pretty interesting to see how the race starts with. And we got Bragas and Gagata having a bit of a swing because Bragas is in the pits right now. So Gagata finally gets up into 7th place in this race and is going to try and chase after Heater 86 now, who's 4 seconds ahead actually of him. So let's see where Bragas is going to come back out when he does exit that pit lane there. So definitely we're going to have some more pit stops happening in the course of this race as we get on through, especially with Cadillacs on the back. 7 laps on those soft tires already. He's going to have to do a pit stop at some point. We'll see how that goes on through. But so far so good in this race. Gaps out front are extending just a little bit more, so our top 3 cars are running pretty well. Gomez, of course, trying to catch up as much as he can to time to juggle, trying to get onto the podium. Of course, does have that penalty, so let's have a look at what penalties are at right now. It's 3 seconds for Gomez and Evo Spawn as well from Max there. 8 seconds for Rumax, 3 seconds for Bragas. Assassin has 6, and then Gio for Michael and Cookie has 6 seconds of penalties each as well as it is right now. Let's have a look at position changes. Evo Spawn seems to have gained the most position in this race so far. He has gained 10 positions up, and we got Gio for Michael lost 11 positions from the start of this race. Not doing too well with that there. We got time to juggle down into the pits there. Let's see how that's going to change things up. Gomez is going to go up into 3rd place in this race right now, and let's see how far back he's going to be away from the guy in 2nd place. So that's UMAD there. That's about a 16-second gap to work with. Let's see how well that works. So we got a few more pit stops happening there as well. Alright guys, so we got both, I think, both McLarens running behind of each other right now. Was that a car down at the side of the track for a second there? I thought I saw a car at the side of the track. I'm not sure what happened there for a second. Yeah, there definitely is a car there. I think that is Cal X. Is he stuck down the side of the track? I'm not sure. He's trying to get back going here right now. I think you had a bit of an issue there for a second, but he's back going again. So let's see how the rest of the race continues on. We're following on with Bait here right now, chasing after Gagata there for P5 in the race right now. So let's see how that battle progresses on through. But so far so good. We still got 15 drivers in this session. Only 2 drivers out so far. And we're on lap 18 of 35 and going through past the halfway point of this race. So let's see how the next half of this race is going to go, because so far so good. And we got Bait about to get DRS off of Gagata here. Let's see how that's run is down the pit straight here is going to go. Has his DRS on, has overtake on, trying to use as much advantage as he can, but I don't think he's going to get close enough to get that overtake done as yet. Gets pretty close off though with a little bit of late braking, and he's going to have a bit more advantage going through the next DRS zone. Gets by the get by the McLaren of Gagata up into P5 there right now, and looks like he might actually be able to keep that position because already gaining a few tenths of Gagata here and getting ahead. He's trying to chase after the next McLaren in front, which is time to juggle there. 1.6 seconds is that gap, but we're following on board right now with Gagata here to see how close off he's trying to keep here right now. And that is Gagata having a bit of an issue there, getting off of track a bit. I did miss that for a second. What happened? I'm not sure. Yeah, I didn't contact, but losing a bit of positions, a bit of time as well. Assessing another 3-second penalty. So let's see what's happening up front now. Bay catching up to a time to juggle here right now as they're about to get around to the pit straight. Let's see how this is going to go with a good run getting down here, and he's going to have DRS advantage here again on the next McLaren. That's going to be 2 McLarens in 2 laps if he gets this overtake done, and he's having a pretty good run. Definitely looks like he's going to get that position up as we have a look there. He gets it on the inside, and that McLaren is going to fight him back coming around the outside of turn 2, but he breaks it off just a bit and gets the position up pretty cleanly actually. No contact between the two of them. Bate is up into P4 right now, and down goes attempts to juggle into P5. Let's see if he's able to keep up or not. But Gagata into the pits there right now. Might have taken some damage off of that little incident earlier on. Time to juggle gets a 3-second penalty as well. Starting to feel the pressure right now of trying to keep a position here. Out in front, we still got Tricker leading this race by 11 seconds. Umad there in second. Gomez another 18 seconds behind in P3, but has a Bait another 19 seconds behind in P4. So they're looking pretty well out front for taking another pit stop here. They have enough of a gap to do that. Of course, not the same can be said for Tricker there. He's going to take a pit stop. He's going to be losing a position at least when he does do that. But we'll see how that works out for him. But so far so good in this race, I gotta say. Bate getting a 3-second penalty as well now. Not going too well there. He's starting to feel a bit of pressure from Time to Juggle as well, who's keeping up with him in this race so far. And that is Bait into the pit, so a bit of a switch now. Okay, so let's follow on and see where Bait is coming back out on track, and having a look right now. He's still in the pits, I think, trying to get an exit there right now. He's getting back out on track in P9, and let's see how that pit stop is going to work. He's going on to the hard tires to go to the end of the race. We're on lap 21 of 35 right now, guys. Alright, so let's get back up and have a look here. So Umad is currently into the pits. He's taking his pit stop here right now. This is going to be his final pit stop in the race. And let's see where he gets back out, because he's going on to the medium tires here right now. Tricker is going to get a way bigger lead here at the moment, and he definitely is going to be able to take a pit stop now and get off his tires as well and get back the same gap that he had against Umad there. Gomez is getting by right now, and I think he's almost getting by actually, not going to be enough. So he's right behind his teammate now actually, who is on fresh tires. So Gomez now running still in P3. Umad came back out just in front of his teammate, so still holding on to P2. So it's Alfa Romeo P2 and 3 on the podium right now, and a pretty good position if they can actually finish the race right here. So let's see how that's going to work out, because Gomez probably has to take another pit stop here as well. He's running just behind his team. Let's see. I really want to see how this strategy is going to work between the two of them. Now, we do have a 30-second gap between Tricker, who's our race leader, and Umad, who's currently in second. Want to see how that's going to work out, because Tricker definitely has a chance of taking a free pit stop here and getting onto whatever tires he wants to go to the end of the race, which he's probably going to do very soon. We'll have a look at that to see how that works out for him. Where is he on track right now? He gets around here. So he's getting around sector 1 right now. On lap 22 we're on right now as we get on through with this race. Remember guys, we do have another race coming up immediately after we end up this stream on lap 35. We're switching over to a next league with a next race. So we'll look forward to that guys. And just do stay tuned. It's been a separate stream though guys. So you guys have to just check the channel and join on to that stream afterwards. But so far this race has been going quite interestingly, especially from qualifying all the way to the start here. If you guys did miss qualifying, you have to just have a look at that at the end of this session here just to see what that was like. It was pretty interesting with the lap times that we had going through. Following on with Tricker here right now. I want to see if he's going to be taking a pit stop at the end of this lap as he's going through. He's our current race leader here. Has led this race from the start up until this point. He's doing pretty well. GFO Michael, he's out of the session. That might be causing... Oh, I think he retired into the pits there. It looks like he might have retired into the pits, so that's not going to cause an issue on track. But so far, so good. I think Group 1 is about 2 laps behind of us in terms of their racing. They're probably on lap 20 here at the moment. I'm not sure anymore. I haven't checked in about 10 minutes time. I haven't checked, so I'm not sure where they are at right now. But they did have about 2 safety cars, which slowed them down just a bit. So they're a bit behind of us here right now and running. And Tricker is still out on track running. He has a 29.4 second lead off of UMAT, who's currently running in second. Gomex running about 22 seconds behind of that. He took another pit stop there. So both Alfa Romeos have taken their pit stops to go to the end of the race here. Time to Juggle running P4 right now. Max in P5. Evospawn running 6. Wumax now up into 7th. And then we got Bait there running in 8th position right now. Heater 86, the next racing point in 9th. Brogger's 10th, Assassin 11th. Gargata down to 12th. Kalex in 13th. Cookie is going to go into 14th once he gets past. And he's about 5 laps behind. So he's having a horrible race here today for some reason. We'll just ignore that for now. Let's get back out in front here and see what's happening with Trick, or if he's going to do a pit stop or not. I'm not sure. I'm having a look on this lap to see if he's going to. But let's see, do we have any close gaps to work with at the moment? I don't think so. So we're trying to follow on with Time to Juggle here as he's trying to chase after Gomex, who's currently ahead of him, but on fresh medium tires. So that's going to be quite a bit of a difficult feat for him to accomplish here right now, using whatever overtake he has, which is like 0% at the moment. Starting to stay back up some right now and trying to get that going again. But race has gone quite an interesting point at this point here, with our top 3 drivers with spaced off quite a bit from each other, except for Time to Juggle here. He's running 4 seconds behind Gomex, who's in P3. Let's have back a look at the penalties as they are here right now. So penalties as they are, not too bad off, but just mostly about 3 seconds penalties we have for these drivers. So we're going to see how that goes on for the end of the race though, because as position changes as we have it so far, even spawn in with 9 positions up. Time to Juggle 8. We'll see how the penalties affect the positions at the end of the race. We're on lap 24 of 35 as it is right now. That's about 11.5 laps left to go in this race, guys. It's been going pretty interestingly so far. So thank you guys to all of you who joined on to the stream so far, guys. If you have been here from the start, thank you very much. If you just joined us on, make sure you guys leave a like on the stream. Make sure if you're new on the channel to subscribe to the channel, guys. We got a lot of these races going on during the course of a week, as you guys would know. And I think I have to just add something so that you guys have a look at what our schedule is usually like. Probably in the descriptions of the video, but I'll think about that. Because it does change from time to time, the schedule that we do. So that's why I usually don't put it in the description of the video. But if you get into our Discord, you'll have a look at the stream schedule there. And you'll get onto some other commentator streams as well. Okay, so our race has reached a point where it's slowed down just a bit in terms of gaps that we have going on. So drivers are starting to build just a bit of a gap between each other as they continue racing on through here. So we're going to see how the rest of the race goes on through, because we're on lap 25 right now of 35. That's about 10.5 laps still left to go. I'm just trying to have a look on groups 1 side to see what's happening on their side of the race here right now, to see if anything interesting is happening on their side right now. So they still have, let me just have a look here, guys. Okay, so they currently have about 12 drivers remaining out of 17 in their race. Quite a few drivers with penalties, same as we have here right now going through. And they're currently on lap 22, I can see, of 35. We're on lap 25 or 35. So just because of the safety cars that they had at the start of the race is what slowed them down just a bit. And I can see McLaren's having trouble on their side there as well, as spinning around in the grass. I'm seeing, I'm not sure who that is. I think that's Deacon at the moment, having a bit of trouble on Group 1 side right now. He's trying to get back going on the track. So since we don't have any battles going on here, I'll probably call out what's happening on Groups 1 side of the race here right now. And he's retired off of the session also. That's another driver out. They have only 11 drivers remaining in their session there right now. And looks like it's Nazareth leading their race on their side. And we have Tricker as the race leader on our side here. So 2 race leaders we have going on Group 1, Group 2. They're doing pretty well so far. And the same way we have these battles going on down that pit straight, is the same thing happening on that side as well. Cars going side by side and trying to get through. So quite an interesting race happening on that side as well. I'll have to have a look at that, see how that race went on through for the entire race. But looking pretty good from this end from what I'm seeing here. And let's continue on here. Let's see if we have anything to follow here right now. We got Evil Spawn. He's trying to break his gap down right now. Has about a 1.4 second gap between himself and Maximals. So let's see how that battle is progressing on through here at the moment. Trying to follow on board right now with Evil Spawn. His gap is starting to break down, so we might have a bit of a battle starting to form again here between Max and Evil Spawn for P5. So let's see how well this is actually getting off, because it's looking pretty good so far here going through with these two. Okay, so that gap is now starting to go under a second. Sorry about the disconnection there for a second. We're just having a look at some standing results for the Group 2 for IFRL here. So we might go through that in just a bit as we're having the race slow down just a little bit here. And it's starting to get a bit cloudy on track, guys. If you can have a look on board with Iverswan right now, he's trying to get a good go on Maximal, trying to get into turn 1 on lap 27 here right now, but doesn't get close enough, but might actually get this done on the next lap. Let's have a look. But it's getting quite cloudy on track, as we can see here right now. So it looks like we have some rain starting to come in, but hasn't started to drizzle just yet. But let's see if it's going to get to that point. It might just get cloudy, guys, and might not even drizzle in this session. We're not sure how that's going to go, because I'm not sure what the weather conditions is for this race here, but it might just get to the point where we might have a few drizzles come down to the end. But if it's getting this cloudy, track temperature definitely is dropping. That's going to affect this race just a little bit in terms of the amount of grip these guys have as they continue on track here right now. We got a good battle going on between these two, and then we got Bait here, who's gotten very close up behind Wumax there, trying to fight it off for 7th position in this race. Let's see how those two are getting off. And meanwhile, this battle is going on, guys. I think we can follow on with that. And I'm just going to go through our constructor standings as they are right now. I think, let me just make sure I have the correct one for Group 1 here before I actually start going through that. Oh yeah, we have it for Group 2, not for Group 1. Yep, there we have it. Let me just see what's happening on track before I actually switch to that. So I'm just going to follow on with Bait and Wumax here as they get through to turn 1 on the next lap. That's me, lap 28. I want to see if anything's going to happen with that close gap that they have there, because DRS advantage and overtake, and Wumax getting out of that a slipstream, not giving Bait that advantage at all, going all the way down to the inside on the pit wall there, and didn't give him that advantage at all for that straight. And he still gets the overtake done here, apparently. So Bait is about to get by. He does get by, still going side by side with the Racing Point. Gets by up into P7. That's Wumax down to 8 now, in front of his teammate, Hidi86 there. So that's a great overtake done from Bait. Didn't get the slipstream on the pit straight, but still got that overtake done, getting through turn 2. So not too bad at all with that. Now we got Womack still trying to keep that gap as close as he can there right now. Evo in front of Bay, the 5.2 second. He's trying to keep his gap under a second between him and Max and trying to keep that gap alive to try and fight for that position. UMAD out front has a pretty close gap. The Tricker has 7 seconds that gap is. Let's see if he's able to break that down in the next 6 laps that we have left in this race here. And as we have it, guys, constructor standings as it is for IFRL Group 2. We have Williams leading right now with 465 points. Mercedes in second right now with 368 points. AlphaTauri in third with 345 points. Red Bull 4th, 325 points. Alfa Romeo currently with 317 points behind Red Bull. Then Racing Point with 215. Then we got Ferrari 180 points, McLaren 162, Renault 160, just 2 points behind, and Haas with 130 points. So quite interesting in terms of the standings that we have there right now. Alright guys, so we're approaching the very edge of this race here right now. Let's keep on following on with Evo here as he gets on through. Still a pretty close gap between them. Still trying to keep the gap under a second if he can. Tricker there getting fastest lap in the session so far. Doing pretty well with that. 1:16.479, not too bad. He's on the soft tires going. So definitely looking to get the fastest lap in this race and take the race win here for the Hungarian Grand Prix. Let's see how well that's going to go through for him. We're on lap 30 right now and going through of 35. I gotta say, it has been quite an interesting race. Remember guys, we are gonna be getting on to a next race session as soon as this one is coming to an end, which is gonna be in exactly, I think, the time that we need to get on to the next one. I already got the invite to get onto the lobby for the next session, so we'll be doing a quick switch and getting onto that as soon as we finish off with lap 35 here and get the final results for this race. We're still following on with Evo here. His gap is starting to go a bit though, as he's losing a bit of time. UMAD out front, losing time as well to Tricker, who's our race leader there and still running out front. And guys, let's follow on through the finish portion of this race. So on lap 31 we are right now and going through. Got about 9 minutes to finish off this race to get on to the next session, which I think is enough time to actually do that, because the next session starts directly in about 9 minutes. We got Tricker still going through with a 10-second lead ahead of UMAD there. 31 laps so far into this race of lap 25. We've been going pretty interesting. Very interesting qualified session. Very interesting race session as we had. And we're going to follow on through to the end here. So most of our gaps, as we said, have gone away from us just a bit as it is there right now. But we're still trying to follow on with Max, Evo and see how this is going with them. Of course, Time to Juggle there has about 2-second lead ahead of Max there for P4. So we're trying to see how that goes as well, as I think most of them going into lap 31 here right now. Let's have a quick look here though at the penalties once again, as they are. Not too bad. Oh, most of them with 3 seconds penalties. So we'll see how the penalties affect the race as we get on to the end. Let's keep that on tires as it is. And so far, Tricker still running on those soft tires out front, creating a pretty good lead. 11.2 seconds is that lead there right now as he continues on through. I'm just trying to have a look on board, and I think I'm seeing some drizzle starting to come on through. So it's definitely starting to race down to the end. It's starting to rain here right now down to the end of the session. We're starting to see the drizzle start to come in right now. If you have a close look onto that car, you can see the drizzle start to roll off of it as it comes in. So the rain is starting to come in. It might start to come in pretty hard. I'm not sure. It's getting pretty dark, and yep, definitely getting very, very cloudy here right now. So rain is going to start to come. I think they're going to be able to finish the race on the dry tires. So I don't think they'll have to switch on to the intermediates. Hopefully for them, they won't have to. Because if the track loses, if those tires lose traction and start to lose too much grip, they're going to have to do a switch. But so far, so good as everyone gets through. Gomez into the pits right now. What is he doing? Is he going on to the intermediate tires? Let's have a look at that to see if that's what he's doing here right now. He is going on to the intermediate tires to go to the end of the race. He's making that switch. He's not taking a chance. But is the track ready for intermediate tires as yet? That's the thing here right now. The rain seems to be coming on pretty fast, but I'm not sure if we're going to be needing those intermediate tires as we get to the end of the race, or these cars, if these cars can actually push on through to the end. Let's see how that works out for him though. That was a bold strategy move for him there to try and go on to the intermediate tires. I'm trying to have a look right now if he has any grip on those tires, which he might have a lot of trouble having grip at this point in time. But the rain is starting to come. It's going to be interesting to see if anyone else is going to go on to the intermediates. But let's have a look on how this is going for him, because it looks like Evil Spawn is about to get past him there right now. Trying to have a look on board. Is he having enough grip? Is he going to lose his car and lose out on a lot of points in this race here? That he does have to seem to take it easy around some of these turns, because those tires are not up to temperature as yet. They're not building up enough temperature. They have absolutely no water to displace on track at this point in the race, and it's I think it was quite a bit of a bold move for him to take. I really don't know if the track was ready for that. And there goes Evil Spawn, goes up into P5. He loses a position down to 6. I think it was a bit of a gamble for Gomex to go on to the intermediate tires, because I don't think any other car is going to actually be doing that. I think everyone else might be just pushing down to the end of the race on the tires that they're currently on. Beige is about to go by him here as well and get up into P6 right now. That puts Gomex down to 7th position right now, and he was running pretty higher up in this race. So let's see how much this intermediate tire switch is going to cost him. We still got another 2.5 laps to go in this race before we get to the end here. So quite an interesting change in the race so far, I gotta say, as we get on through here. So let's see how the rest of it goes. To Max in front here is actually getting a pretty good go against Time to Juggle. The rain is coming down and might be affecting some of these drivers just a bit. Max on 28 laps on those hard tires so far. 15 laps done for Time to Juggle on those hard tires that he has on. So quite old on the tires, and we got just 1.5 laps left to go. And I still have 5 minutes to get on to the next session, so quite enough time to run this through. And and almost having a bit of contact with Time to Juggle there was the Red Bull. So I'm gonna have to be a bit careful here as for how Race Leader is gonna be entering into the final lap of this race very, very soon to finish off the Hungarian Grand Prix, and it looks like he's going to be taking the race win quite easily out front with 13 seconds of a gap. UMAT has about 51 seconds lead ahead of Time to Juggle there. Quite a gap they have there. Bait getting another 3-second penalty. Let's have penalties on so you guys can have a look at that, what's happening with that there. Also, just trying to have a look if anyone else is switching on to intermediate tires, which I don't think they will. So let's actually we'll just switch back to the penalties in just a bit. Just want to see if anyone is doing a switch, but I don't think anyone's going to go. It's heading into the final lap here right now, so I highly doubt anyone is going to go on to the intermediate tires to go on to the end. So only one driver made that switch there, and not working out the best for him, because Evil Spawn there 5th right now running in this race. Is it working pretty well? No, sorry. Did he do another pit stop? No, sorry, it was Gomex. My bad. It was Gomex who did that pit stop. I went on to the intermediates. So we're now, where is our race leader? Going into the final lap of the Hungarian Grand Prix here right now, and gets down the pit straight to go through for the final lap. And it's starting to come down a little more with this rain here right now. Starting to affect track temperature, and definitely trying to affect the grip that these tires have on their track as they get on through. And just a few drivers actually right now without penalties in this race. Think about just about 4 drivers total. And our race leader Tricker is getting on through this final lap. Has led this race almost the entire. I think he's led every single lap in this race so far. But he's doing pretty well. Emojis will be uploaded tonight, gamer. Sorry, I've been a bit busy with that, but we'll get out uploaded tonight. I have it set up to just upload. I just have to upload it, but I didn't have a chance last night, but I'll have it uploaded tonight. So let's finish off with this race, guys. We're about to get on to our next race session just after this one here, guys. I'm going to follow on to your Tricker as he finishes the final lap of the Hungarian Grand Prix here right now into Sector 3. He's about to go to just finish this off, and UMAT another 13 seconds behind, so it's going to be just about a minute or so for the rest of the drivers to finish off the final lap. We're going to get straight on through to the results and just get on after that. But thank you guys for joining on to this session. Everyone who's joined on to this race session, thank you guys for joining, and everyone who's left a like, thank you very much. If you have not left a like to the stream, guys, please make sure you leave a like on the stream. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you're new. Remember, we got another race starting just after this that we're about to get to. So let's have a look here. That is Tricker going across the line and taking the win for the Hungarian Grand Prix. A pretty good win at that too, with a pretty good gap. We got UMAT coming around here to take 2nd place in this race right now with a 3-second penalty only as it is. So he's about to go across the line, get 2nd place. Then we got Time to Juggle coming just about 58 seconds behind. That's a big gap to work with there. Gomex did not spin. Gomex went on to the intermediate tires after the rain started to come down. He took a gamble and went on to the intermediate tires, and that set him back quite a bit. He's down to 9 because of that gamble that he took there. And he's still on those tires going there right now. So there we have our grid finishing off, and I think just a few more drivers to get across the line. So we're just waiting here right now I think this is just because of the gap that they had between the few cars out in front. So waiting for time to juggle to get across the line, which will be in just a few seconds here right now. We got about a minute to get on to the next session here, guys. So let's finish off this and let's see how this works out. But looks like I think Womax might be gaining a position here. And yeah, John, I know you guys are still racing over there. We got some rain coming down here right now to end off our session. One driver took a gamble to go onto the intermediate tires, and the rest of the drivers are finishing on the dry. And I think that's going to be the end here. We got 2 more drivers to go across the line, as we can have it there. I'm going to have one last look at the results before we end off this stream, guys, and get on to the next stream for the next race. So let's have a look quickly at that. Let's see who got driver of the day on this one there. All right, that's Evil Spawn getting driver of the day. Not too bad on him. Alright guys, let's have one last look at the results here before we close off this stream and get on to the next one here. Thank you guys once again for everyone who joined on for IFRL Group 2 stream here. Alright guys, so let's go through the results very quickly here. So we got Tricker taking the race win here and gets fastest lap in the session. Newman takes 2nd place in the race. Time to Juggle takes 3rd. We got Max taking 4th. Evil Swan finishes 5th. Bait in 6th. Womax 7th. Hiri is 6th and 8th. Gumex in 9th. And Gagata in 10th. Broggers 11th. Assassin 12th. Kalex 13th. We got Cookie there 14th. TFO Michael 15th. Willow 16th. And BGR Echo there in 17th position. Sorry. So that's going to be it there, guys. For this race session, we're going to get off the session here right now and join the next session to get the next stream started for PGL Sunday Division, guys. So join us on for the next stream starting in exactly about 30 seconds.